Welcome to the Kalve Coffee Investor Webinar. My name is Marta Rudzīte. I'm from Nasdaq and I'll be moderating today's event. We'll begin with a presentation from the company, followed by live Q&A. You're encouraged to submit your questions at any time using the Q&A window located below the presentation screen. The management team will address them during the Q&A session. For your convenience, we will be recording this session and replay will be available shortly after the call. Now, it's my pleasure to introduce the management team of Kalve Coffee, co-founder and CEO Gatis Zēmanis and CFO Jānis Viesturs-Zēgners. Gati and Jāni, over to you.
Thank you. Hello, dear shareholders, potential shareholders, and other guests. We are happy to share a management report of H1 2025. Let's begin. Let's start with a disclaimer that this presentation is provided for informational purpose only.
Yes, hello. Hello from my side. Before we start, we want to introduce the new scope and the new legal structure of Kalve. As we promised, we would open coffee shops in Estonia and Lithuania. So this is now the first financial statements which we have consolidated. So we have both companies included in the financial statements and the results.
Looking back on H1, we did a lot of great things, and thanks to Kalve Coffee team and our loyal customers' support. So we want to start with to remind that we won Roast Masters 2025, which is one of the prestigious roastery competition in Europe, and this shows our dedication into learning and quality-driven values. So we are really happy for that. The second point I want to highlight is building team competence. I think it's not only for H1, but it should be point in like all time in the company. But this half year was really really important because we have a lot of new team members. And we have to calibrate, find the best fit for each in the company and how we can create some great things together. Regarding revenue, we are happy to announce that we have 46% growth year on year. And actually, this is a good number because basically this is without new revenue generation streams. Of course, as Jānis showed, we have a legal structure with daughter companies in Estonia and in Lithuania as well. So we are happy to have a really amazing team in Baltics. In Lithuania, we have two Lithuanian barista champions on the team, and we're really happy for that. In Tallinn, we have already a more developed team, which is working a little bit longer together, so we're really happy for that. Yes, we opened 3 coffee shops in Tallinn and 1 coffee shop in Vilnius. In Vilnius, we opened in the end of July, and of course, as we promised, we want to dedicate 2025 to opening coffee shops in Baltics. But actually, we went a step further because we see the opportunity that we can actually expand quite faster. And so we are happy to announce that we will open new coffee shops this year out of the Baltic states. And of course, to provide coffee shops with good quality coffee and provide high deliveries in e-commerce, we had to improve the productions as well. So we did a lot of things in this area as well. Jānis?
Yeah, thank you. So here we can see, as Gati said, we increased our revenue by 46% compared to the first 6 months of 2024. So we increased from 1.5 to 2.2 million. And we can continuously see the growth in all the business lines. So we have the increase in the B2B from 644 to 815,000. As our coffee shops have increased a lot from 800 to almost 1.3 million. And so the e-commerce business, although it's smaller, it's also showing very promising numbers with the little changes we have already implemented. And here we can also see that the revenue from Estonian locations. They have been consolidated and they have contributed to a relatively small extent because we just opened the locations in May and in June. About the profitability. So here you can see that when we talk about the EBIT, so maybe also for some who are not yet familiar with the terms, EBIT are the earnings before interests we pay to the banks for the loans and taxes, which we need to pay to the state. So here we have decreased actually the profit from 120,000 last year to minus 26. But when we talk about the EBITDA, so when we also exclude all the costs from the depreciation, so from all the investments we did into the coffee shops and our B2B segment, then we actually turned positive again. So we are at 72,000 euro. So what has impacted the first half of 2025? We really had to invest into a scalable infrastructure. So that means teams, systems, and the whole infrastructure, which allows us to actually grow and actually operate the 10 plus coffee shops we have and will have in the future. We also have to admit that we had some small delays in the new revenue generation. So as Kat said, we opened in May, June, July, our coffee shops. We wanted to open those a little bit earlier, but still, I think we did a great job, and we also gained a lot of some knowledge, and we will build the learning curve here. As we only got the new revenues in May, June, Estonia still needs to break even, but that's very normal in the first 2 months or 1.5 months. So actually, and the third reason are the coffee prices. As I think everybody knows, coffee prices or the commodity prices are very high currently. We have better prices than like other companies, but still, this is also a driver which is impacting our bottom line. So this is a focus on the revenue. This is a typical bridge which shows where we were so last year at 1.5 million revenue, and then the factors how we got to 2.2 million in the first half of 2025. And I really want to emphasize, or I'm very happy to see that our existing coffee shops, so the ones which have been opened basically before June 2024, they have been showing very good results. So that means that the ceiling of these coffee shops are even higher than we thought, which is a very promising sign for the future. We also see that the new coffee shops generated 320,000 euro of the revenue in the first 6 months, which we did not have so last year. B2B segment also increased by 27%, and here it's also like a mix between volume and improved pricing. And then lastly, e-commerce, percentage-wise, a huge increase. We doubled. So this is not only because of pricing. We really see like increasing orders and also the order value, which are being ordered in our eShop. So this is how we end up at 2.2 million euro. We wanted to be a little bit higher until June 2025. So we are just a little bit below with a minus 9%. So I think we did, with our ambitious goals we had, I think we did pretty well here. This is a similar picture. This shows the profitability, so EBITDA, where we were last year at 170,000. We ended up at 72,000. And here is also like you can see that the main driver of profit was the revenue increase, which results into higher gross margin or the gross profit. But then also what we see in the second bar is the -10, the productivity. Usually when you scale, you hope for economies of scale, which should improve the productivity. And here we can see that the higher coffee prices had a little bit of an impact on our bottom line. The next two, or basically the next three red bars, which shows the decrease. This is what we basically see the investment into the scalable infrastructure. So we had to open some new coffee shops. So we have a lot of costs here. New team members, rent, and so on. And so we had to increase a little bit our admin workforce in order to be able to scale. The last one is the business development. Here we have about 50,000 euro, which we spend, which are not capitalized. So these are small expenses linked to opening the coffee shops, but because of accounting rules, they were below the threshold to capitalize. So this is a cash neutral impact when we compare to the plan. And then lastly, focus on cash. We started the year with almost 1.2 million euro, thanks to the IPO proceeds we had in the end of last year. And basically here the storyline is very clear. We invested almost 550,000 into new coffee shops and also into the B2B development. So this is really what is driving the decrease of the cash from 1.2 to 500,000. So the delta in working capital, this is also explained by the growth. We just need to increase our inventories, enable to sell more. A figure which is promising are the 57,000 positive gross cash flow from the operations, which shows that the underlying cash generation is healthy here. And we would also like to announce, or we had already announced it, we have secured a new loan. We have used 0.2 million for CapEx, and that's basically shown, or that's limiting the negative financing cash flow, which is minus 86 because we paid back 300,000.
So looking ahead, we are quite exciting regarding the H2 into 2025. And as I mentioned before, we are launching new markets. And as we presented before, our plan was in 2025 to open 6 coffee shops, 3 in Estonia and 3 in Lithuania. So two of our main values is courage and sustainability, and we are looking in long term. So we made a decision to not open 2 coffee shops in Lithuania, but we want to move faster to our goal, and we are happy to announce that we will open 2 coffee shops in Paris. At the moment, we are on finish line to develop a company there. We already have agreements for 2 premises, and so we are starting the work on developing the coffee shops. So the same is with the Portugal. So we are looking for opening 3 coffee shops out of the Baltics in H2. So this is exciting news for us and for the team, and I hope for you as well. So operational goals is to finalize e-commerce platform. Again, we had planned to do that in 2026, but we are moving faster to this in this question as well. We are really happy for that. So of course we have to look on opportunities to open new markets, not only France and Portugal. So I just want to remind that our main goal is to become a top 5 specialty coffee shop brand in Europe. So to get to this point, we have to open these new coffee shops in new markets. Of course, if you take a look on last year and H1 as well, as Jans already mentioned, that the green coffee prices went really high, and just now we visit our partners in Brazil, and I just want to remind that we are working not with the commercial coffee, but with specialty coffee, which is ethical sourced, direct trade with high quality as well, and I just want to say that we actually secured the coffee price for the H2 as well. And of course, we have to be open-minded to looking for new green coffee regions, just to get new experiences, new coffees, and to reduce the supply chain risks. And of course, we have to drive operational changes, and this is point we have to look and be open-minded all the time, and we have to adapt to the new realities because the world is changing quite fast.
Yeah. As Agatha so mentioned, so we revised our business development plan for the year. In H1, as a quick recap, so revenues were almost in line with the expectations, but there were some small delays and a slightly lower ramp up, which led to like an overhead imbalance in H1, which is impacting our bottom line. What is then happening in H2 because of this revised focus in H2 and the acceleration of the non-Baltic market entry, which is really to like create value in the long term? We see that revenue or a part of the revenues which we expected to generate in H2 2025 will be shifted to H1 2026. But again, purely for the long-term gain. And so we need to accelerate a little bit of the cost, which we expected next year. We like already pull them forward to like 2025. And this also then results, as you can see on the next page, that we are lowering or we basically revise our 2025 EBITDA financial guidance to circa 0.3 million in 2025. The previous guidance was 1.2 million. And I want to remind you that this is based on the revised business development plan for the remainder of 2025 and the assumption of a stable economic conditions and the absence of significant geopolitical disruptions in the Baltic region, and of course, as our key supplier markets.
But yeah, I want to finish with that we are really optimistic and we are really happy with our team and our decisions which we made, and we are looking to develop business in long term. We realize that sometimes in shorter run it's not the good thing, but we believe that in long term we will be winners. So thank you for your attention, and then have a nice day and maybe some questions. Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you for the presentation. Now let's open the floor for the questions. And just a reminder to all participants that you can submit the questions in the Q&A window. So let's begin with the first question. What's one decision that Kalve made in the last 12 months that you would not make again, and what did you learn from it?
Thank you for the question. I think it's hard to tell one decision. I think we didn't make any mistakes, but I just want to say that, of course, we are a new company and we are learning still, and we have to have open mindset and learn from our like small mistakes, if I may. But yeah, I think there was none big wrong decision which we made.
Yeah, so I want to add that I think the learning curve for like every team member was like really great, and like this will really help us in the future. I mean, the transformation Kalve has like undergone is really great, and we need to build on this new knowledge.
Thank you. The next question we have received is, what are your plans regarding expansion outside the Baltic countries?
I think we already mentioned this point, so I just want to remind that in H2 this year we are planning to open 2 coffee shops in Paris and one in Portugal. Still don't know, Lisbon or Porto. So let's wait for that. And regarding 2026, of course we are doing our homework and we are researching the markets, and we will make decisions where we will move ahead, but we don't have a like answer at the moment.
Thank you. Are there any plans to lower the minimum shares needed to participate in the shares loyalty program for the shareholders?
Good question again. No, not at the moment. We are not planning that. We believe that 100 stocks is reasonable to get in this loyalty program.
Thank you. What are the plans for the company for the next 10 to 20 years? How do you see that?
This is a tough question, but the world is moving so fast, and I think it's hard to answer that. Of course, we are committed to our goals to become the top 5 specialty coffee brands in Europe. But in long term, like 10, 20 years, I think what I want to see, not only our Kalve as a company, but as an industry as a whole. I believe that shift from commercial coffee to specialty coffee will be quite big, and because it's more sustainable way of working, not only for the society but for environment as well. So, and I hope that we will be these drivers for these changes in the long term.
Thank you. The next question is about the very beginning. So, what did you need to start the business?
I think you have to have a vision, the passion, the right people, and the patience. And I think it's depending of business, of the people, of the product, of all kind of things. But I think these are the main drivers. Yeah, you have to have a vision where you're going, and a team who can deliver, and you can deliver with the passion, I think, and with the knowledge, of course. And then you have to be patient. Jans, maybe you have some.
Well, I just joined so like last year, so I was not there when you started, but when we first met and talked about maybe joining Kalve, I think the passion was definitely there, and I learned a lot from you about the coffee industry and how you can look at that aspect. That was very impressive, and I really like this patience that we need to build brick by brick. We need to build this new Kalve.
Yeah, thank you for sharing. The next question is, what is the 3 to 5 year plan regarding any changes in the company's highest management?
Yes, as in previous presentations, we showed that our Kalve business development plan stands on 3 pillars. One is B2B, B2C, and e-commerce. At the moment, we are in the point when B2C is in the place that we can scale the business. Actually, the same is with the B2B. But the biggest opportunity we see, especially in e-commerce, and of course, I'm sure that in the next 3 to 5 years, we will develop new managing team in this part as well. But again, I think on daily basis we have to learn always in all levels, not only in management. And I think only then you can deliver good results.
Thank you. Now let's start with the questions that we have received now during the webinar. So the first one, what is the plan for expansion in Lithuania from now on? No more coffee shops this year?
No, we are open-minded regarding Lithuania as well, because in Lithuania it's really developed a specialty coffee culture, and of course we have some our standards in which districts or premise we are ready to open the coffee shop, and it depends of more than one factor, and this is one of the main factors that we have to have these locations. So we are open to open the coffee shops in Vilnius as well.
Thank you. Who is providing the legal support for the company? Is it in-house lawyers, or there is a budget for outsourcing law firms?
Yes, we have outsourced partners from Evershed and Bitans, and we're really happy to work with them. So yeah, Evershed and Bitans.
Thank you. The next question, I have some shares but would like to buy some more. I believe in you guys and would like to invest more. So maybe you can just brief how can one invest in the shares?
Yeah, you know, the free float, if there is, so we have a kind of, let's say, we are not planning to do one more round of public trade. So if there's someone is ready to sell this shares, so I hope you can get more.
But yeah, thank you very much for the trust. This is really great to see, and yeah, we will be waiting for you to increase your portfolio with the Kalve shares.
Thank you. The next question is, how far into the future are you planning? What is your vision for coffee consumption in the future?
If you take a look on that, of course, worldwide coffee consumption goes up around 2 to 5% per year. So I don't see that coffee consumptions goes down. So these are good news. And the better news is that coffee culture is changing from more from commercial coffee to specialty coffee. And this is the good sign. We are happy for that, and that we can impact the industry in the positive way.
Yeah, and also maybe from a financial planning perspective, I mean, we are definitely looking 3 to 5 years ahead, but this still means, I mean, and this shows what we have done now. So like last month is that we revise our business plan always a little bit to really improve along the way. And that does mean that we have one path, but of course we are ready for everything which can happen in the next years, but still we try to find the balance between staying flexible and then on the right path.
Of course, we know the target where we're going in like 3 to 5 years, but again, I think we have to be able to react quite fast and change, because the market is changing quite fast, and we need to adapt quite fast, and I think this is our advantage.
Yeah.
Is there a financial metric that you try to follow and achieve a specific level? I'm assuming it's not margin nor it's ROIs. If you could shed some light on this, it would be great.
I think there are different KPIs we are looking at. So of course we're looking at the revenue. We are looking at even EBIT. So this is, we always give a guidance on the EBITDA, but we also look further down the P&L. And then we are looking at the cash flow. So for sure, we look at the CapEx numbers are high, and for us it's very important to invest in a smart way. So we are also looking for when the return comes. So we're looking at the B2C, B2B, e-commerce, no returns. So basically on a constant level.
Thank you. The next question, are there any plans on improving the design of boxes used for shipping in e-commerce? So the comment is about the cardboard boxes.
Yes, of course, we're looking all the time to improve all small details in all the way on production and delivery and logistics, of course. And it's you have to do it all the time, and because technologies and materials are changing. And yes, the answer is yes, we're looking to that.
Thank you. The next question, anything you need from your network of investors, perhaps contacts, people, know-how?
I think yes, of course. If you have something you want to share us, just contact us. And again, one of our values is open-mindedness. So we have to have open mind all the time, and to use all the opportunities we can get, actually. So you're welcome to share what you have to share.
Thank you. So there is some idea in the comments about the new city where you should expand. And the next question that follows is, how do you choose countries where to expand your business?
So there are some 5 indicators how to do that. But sorry, I'm not ready to share that. But yeah, we have some methodic what we have to look in the markets or potential our markets.
Thank you. What is your target share price for Q2 2026?
It's hard to tell, and we are not here to predict the share price. And our main goal is to make brand value as high as we can. And I think the share price is only indicator of that. And we are not here to fix kind of or make prognosis on the prices.
Thank you. The next question is, have you thought about acquiring single place coffee shops in the Baltics, therefore expanding in already functioning locations with more customers to consume high quality coffee? And maybe you already mentioned, but which one of those of the 3 mentioned business lines, e-commerce, B2B or B2C, is the most profitable?
Regarding the first part of the question, no, we see that the best way to open coffee shop is from zero, because it's more efficient as well. And regarding the second question, it's hard to comment. You can take a look on public data and make your conclusions.
We also see that we have done some homework, and we really see that the combination of like all those three business segments have been basically the reason for the success of like other companies. So we really try to combine all those three business segments into one single power, and to really leverage. So B2C segment is also kind of an advertising for the B2B segment. So for example,
and
really,
opposite.
and entities, so like opposite. So we can really see that going into a market with those three business lines really shows the most promising potential.
Thank you. And the next question we have received is about where the shares are available to buy. So are there any plans also for them to be available for purchase in Interactive Brokers?
We hope so, that it will be available in as soon as possible. So we are looking forward to that option. Yes.
Thank you. And the last question for now is: do you feel that current share price reflects the current value of the company?
Yes, of course. It's hard to say. Me personally, I'm not the professional in stock markets. I'm a coffee professional, and for me, it's hard to say. So,
yeah, and we really remain focused on the long term success of the company.
Thank you. All questions are now answered. Thank you for everyone who joined.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.